Today is our first day of filming for Izzy's Christmas. I'm at work, as you can see, but not on company time. It's early in the morning. And I'm excited. I'm not nervous, but it's always a process to go from script to set. But I think we're prepared, and I think it's going to be a great shoot. We're going to take you along with us behind the scenes, so you are probably watching it after this. But what did we do to prepare? Let me just tell you very quickly. So after rehearsals this weekend for the scenes that we're filming today, I sat down with Dee and went through a shot sheet, just general shots. We don't use a detailed shot sheet because it's sort of like creativity in the moment, but a general list of the angles that we need and the different points in the different scenes, equipment lists, prop lists, a master schedule, a master of all of the individual actor information. So all of that we work off of for the shoot. And then I sent reminders to the actors, and I did like final approval for wardrobe. And now it is Monday morning, and we'll be shooting this evening in Gary. I think Dee confirmed with the location last night, but I'm going to follow up with them just to triple check this morning. And we'll load up this afternoon, or Dee will, and Isaiah, I probably won't because everything is super heavy, but they'll load up the truck and then we'll head to shoot. So you'll be along with us for that ride, and let's see what happened. On set, there's one of our stars, Joy. Say hi to the vlog. Hello. Dee's checking the screen. Got our microphones pretty much set up. There's Isaiah keeping everything on lock. Hi, Isaiah.
And hot cocoa, candy canes, and sugar plum fairies.
Like in the Nutcracker?
Yes, it's such a beautiful dance. I just love Christmas time. All the sweaters and hot cocoa, candy canes, and sugar plum fairies.
You mean like...
Cool. Okay, you can check.
I've been meeting these last few weeks.
I think so. My mom wants to see...
Worry about your parents listening. It gives you the opportunity to express your opinion.
But I don't mind having my dad or mom here.
Are you comfortable? 0.1 inches.
Times 2.
How many times have we done this
1.7
scene?
inches.
How many times have we done this scene?
4. No,
4.
3.5 because I messed up.
Right, we're on take 4. So, behind the scenes.
I think this is
This will
take
be
5.
5. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But not because you guys did anything wrong. That's just what it takes to get the right shot.
Well, that was the nice way of saying Emily really messed one of them up.
Well, we just got done with our first night of filming. Had some unexpected turns. Some things took a little bit longer than we expected. And so we're going to have to continue filming what was on the schedule tonight, hopefully at the same location. What do you think about the first day of filming? You're resisting the urge to flip off the camera. We're a bit frustrated, but it'll be all right. Good things come out of adversity. What did you say earlier? I was built for this. But it'll get better. It has to. First time's always the roughest. I mean, like with work. We are here at Bree's dance place, getting ready to shoot Joy at the dance school. There's Bree, her dance place. And then we're gonna be in this studio. There's Isaiah and Dee. It's got lots of mirrors. So this is the first part of scene 4. All set up and ready to go. And we're in the second part here. It's lit, but we don't have cameras.
What are you doing? I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. You're so polite.
She just got herself into her tutu. The dancing life is hard. 10 out of 10 would not recommend.
I don't.
Cute Jordans though.
Right,
When your actor is also actually a dance teacher.
right, left. So left, right, left. Left, right, switch right in front. Yep.
So let's just try and see it without direction, and then if need be, I'll add it. I want to see what we do naturally though. What's wrong? Go ahead, yeah, we're not shooting this time anyway.
It's just practice.
You want me to show you one more time, or you? So here. Hey, Izzy, that's looking good. Make sure you point your toes. This is 9 to 5, okay? Okay, Miss Biff. Thank you.
Cut right there. Yes.
There. There.
The
Oh, mama, shimmy.
shimmy just a little bit thick.
That one?
Split the difference. With this in your hand, you'll pull your bag out. No.
The tutu will be in your
This
hand.
will be here. The tutu will be in your hand. You come around the corner, and as if you're putting your things away, your mom says surprise, and then that's how that whole thing. Oh, deliver lines that way. Stand by.
So now that we're in the space, blocking has totally changed, but we have got it together. So we're rehearsing it maybe once more, and then we're gonna film. This is scene 4, sequence 2.
Scene 4, sequence 2, establishing shot. Take 1. Action.
It's the last shoot of the night. We are at a local restaurant, Big Daddy's. There's Isaiah. He loves being on camera. And they're running their lines. We love it. Ashley and Grant moment.
Your mama had a beauty day without me.
You mean without us?
I know, right? Okay, all right. Look, you all wouldn't even know each other.
We finished our second day of filming. We filmed with Aunt Lisa, Ashley, Izzy, Grant, and Miss Viv.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry.
How did it
I
go?
didn't mean to be so rude. I'm still
He's
taking it.
letting y'all hear where I was rude
Thank you for waiting.
to an awesome teen who was on set with us. How did the second day of filming go, Demetrius? He's blown away. He's speechless by the grandeur of the movie. How did filming go today, Isaiah? Horrible. What happened?
Dee, he dropped the camera. The screen shattered. It was just. I
Wow.
don't know who's going to replace it though, because I'm not.
Me neither. So as you can see, it went well.
It was lit.
It was lit. Dee is going to share his own personal vlog about it later. He's going to vent to you guys. It's going to be great. Day 3 of filming. This is our second sequence for scene 3. I made my way into the movie because our original Susan didn't show up.
Name dropping.
Oops.
Our original.
She had a good reason, I guess. There's Isaiah, because I know how much he loves to be on camera. When you have an outdoor shoot, you get ready in the car. You guys do a really good job of looking awkward while we're doing these vlogs. Isaiah, what are you holding?
A camera
Cool.
and something else to go to the camera.
Stand for this guy. D, what's that? In your hands. Oh, look, there's one of our actors.
guess somebody leaves their job and go live in a cabin.
Your feet all day. How you holding up? Good. I'm used to it. Okay, little dancey.
We'll have to figure it out.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but you already know how I'm feeling about this.
What I do want is on the something about a concert. Then you say, I want you to jump on top of her. Oh, maybe we shouldn't talk about it. And you let her do it. Because it's like, did you really just say concert to me? Like, oh yeah, maybe we shouldn't talk about it. And that's what
Triggers me.
yeah.
Okay.
So let's go from there. And then what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna let y'all run, but I'm gonna stop that way we don't get all the way through it and y'all don't know what I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That's right now.
Alright. Well, you better figure it out, girl.
Yeah, no.
No, that was
She going
earlier.
right before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before I said, cause you know you wrong.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
So she goes, that's exactly right.
And then when she says the responsibility, that's when I go to I don't know if this is really what I want.
Okay, right.
You're spending Christmas with your daughter. I thought we already talked about this.
This would be totally doable if Mike would just quit being stubborn and move it to Christmas Day.
But you already agreed to Christmas Eve.
No, I didn't. I have to go to work that day.
On our first reshoot of Izzy's Christmas, going strong, rocking the same do-rag.
I was gonna put on the blue one, but then
See, what happened was Joy's over here. We're gonna say she's going over lines, but I'm not sure that's what's happening. Shout out to Freeman Foot Care for the location.
That's why she gets paid the big bucks.
because she doesn't do what she's supposed to do.
Right, Ellie?
Dumping footage over here from the long weekend of shooting. There's Mom. Hi, Ashley. We are in our second week of shooting. We're on location for when Ashley gets her nails done with her friend Mia. And we're shooting in the car because would it be a short film without at least one car scene from D3T Productions? I guess not. Any thoughts on today, Dee? Any reflections on how the process has been going so far?
No.
A man of many words. We will keep you updated as we go through today's shoot, and then we have 2 reshoots after this, 2 days of reshooting, probably, and then you'll probably see the final edit. Woohoo! Exciting.
Okay.
Baby,
Dang, girl, you can't even get $50 off your baby daddy?
I know. I can never get anything out of him. He's so stubborn.
But our nail appointment is for 2 people, not just me.
Our new production assistant,
Hey,
script manager, supervisor.
that's right.
Do what we have to do to make it happen.
All right, baby, you are going to hold.
Welcome back to the D3T Productions podcast, premiering 2021 January. We are
She's lying.
talking about our give us 50 likes and maybe we'll do it.
She's lying.
D3T Films, the second part of the process in making Izzy's Christmas filming, which technically we're still in. In fact, we were going to be filming tonight, but we flippity-flopped those plans. And so we're talking to you guys about the filming process so far. You saw a little bit about the behind the scenes, but I wanted to talk to Dee, who's like the primary director for this film. I tried to AD a little bit as needed, but only as needed. It's more his thing. He's really good at communicating stuff. So tell me a little bit about your creative process on set.
Directing the actors, you mean?
I mean, whatever. Creative process. It's a lot of things.
My creative process.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I didn't really think about it or realize that it happens, but when we're on set, typically what I want to see
before I give any direction is the cast's interpretation or what they would naturally do in the environment with them knowing what the lines are. And I'll tell them, hey, let's just run it. And if I need to give you guys notes, I will. And if I don't, I don't. We'll take it, and that's that. So the first run through is really on them, just seeing what they've got, what they'll bring to the table, because I don't want to limit them or put them in a box creatively, just like I don't want to be put in a box creatively. So I allow that freedom.
See our first vlog about this to learn more about him not being put in a box. Continue.
I don't like to be put in a box. I don't want anybody to be felt as if they're in a box. So I let them do what they want to do. And then after that, it's like, okay, hey, I liked this. I didn't like that. Or sometimes it's this exactly what I was thinking. Let's take it. So it really just depends. And at that point, I become the visionary that sees it through the camera, or I take myself out of being there in person, and more so, how is it going to translate to the screen? Does it make sense? Camera angle wise, like, who am I looking at? Whose perspective am I looking from? Who's this conversation between? How does this cast member compare attitude wise to the next one? And that also determines the angle or the perspective of how, as the audience member or as the person watching the film, like all of those small details really go into the process. And for me, it's a lot of it is internalized, and I'm thinking about it as I'm making the decisions or those decisions. But I become not just the director of the cast, and this is the move I need you to make at this point, or this is the emotion I need you to have, but also the director from the camera perspective.
So director of photography for you film students following along. Take notes.
Not that I went to school for any of that, but I become the director of photography. As far as picking, this is the shot that we're going to do. This is the one that brings out the best emotion. This is the lens that we need for this shot, just because it needs to be close and the background blurred, so I'm focusing on the facial expressions. Or I need a wider lens and I want to see where I am in the environment. So all of that, I mean, it really just depends. But I wear a few hats, and it's a lot, but I enjoy it.
And we talked a little bit about this recently when we were watching through a scene, like working on the edits and saying, like, man, I wish I had this angle. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you don't really see those needs until after the fact. Yeah. And that's okay, too, when you're not on someone else's time, as we talked about in the first vlog.
Absolutely,
You should go watch the first vlog if you haven't. But it's also cool, like... well, I'll share from my perspective if that's okay, because I didn't share really. They got to watch a lot of you at work in this vlog. Yeah. And you didn't know that because you haven't seen it, but
that's awkward.
It's mostly like I'm behind the scenes filming what's happening, and so it's also been like a learning process. Pro tip for those with business partners: trusting your business partner, which I shared about a little bit in the first vlog, but that's a struggle for me because we're both leaders. So letting him sit back and take the vision where it needs to be, and sharing input when I feel like it needs to be shared, but mostly trusting like he's doing this for a reason is really important. So it's cool to see that at play and see the project come together, because sometimes when you write something, you have a hard time making sure it happens the way you pictured it in your head.
Yeah, so actually on target with that, how does that feel for you? Like you wrote it and I'm directing it. How does that work?
Well, the first go around, and I shared this in my personal vlog, I was like, well, I wrote it, I can see it in my head, so I should probably direct this because no one else can see it. But what's been really interesting is that when you can see it in your head, it's harder to describe to other people because it's like, I see it, I don't get why you don't see it because it's right there. So it's been really cool that you kind of catch the drift from the script, or maybe just like because we know each other, or you know the scene, and bringing out what I pictured when I couldn't put it into words.
Has there been any complete misses? Like, yeah, that ain't even close to.
One of the scenes we're reshooting, yes. Oh. And neither one of us were happy with the look anyway. So.
What scene is that?
The scene where I can't say what it was like to the people because this is going to come out before it comes out, but scene 7 for us.
I don't have any idea what that means in case y'all were wondering.
White on white, which is
Crime.
not what it sounds like. But you should know what that means from that description.
All right, that's interesting.
Yeah, that one visually was like the hardest. It was a hard day on set, to be honest, I think for everybody at that point in the night too.
Yeah, I think,
we really booked. I really booked that day.
We didn't do anything except show up.
I was trying to make the most of our time. And so that's another thing that as we've been filming, learning like, okay, we need more space, not just to get all of the shots, but to also have that creative energy that's sustained. And that's something that's hard to plan on because both Dee and I have a hard time taking breaks when we're in the middle of something. I will take a break to eat, but I'll keep working. He won't break at all. He like fasts until he's done working.
It's not really fast.
He
it's
has
more
hot
like,
Fritos and continues working.
Hey, everybody has their drug that
Mine is gummy worms.
But yeah, that's interesting. I feel like this process we have as a group, us as in the cast, the crew, everybody has become a lot like we're like a family, and we've learned each other's tendencies. We can tell when someone is over it or getting tired or just not with it. And I think like that's the biggest takeaway from the late days is probably like now that we know each other and we can be honest and transparent. Like I asked one of the actors the other night or something. I was like, okay, so be honest with me. How much do you got left in you? Because it was like 12 o'clock and I'm like, all right, let's go. And everybody's like, let's go home. And I'm like, no, like we got more to do. And unfortunately, those are some scenes that we have to, re-hit. But it to me, that just makes it that much more fun. Honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, it's also helpful that we're non-union because if we were union, they would have had to go home, I think. So
good thing they don't get paid by the hour; they just get paid
by the day.
So,
but yeah, other things on set. We had some young people on set. I feel like an old lady when I say that. We had like a junior high kid and a high school kid.
I hate to break it to you, but
don't say it. Don't say it.
I won't say it.
Listen, I work at a university and I am older than people.
All of them.
Not all of them. We have a lot of non-traditional students,
okay,
which makes me feel better about myself.
But they're still students and they call you Miss.
They don't. No one calls me Miss
That's
anything.
Rude.
I don't. I mean, I started. No, anyway, that's another story. But I was not a teacher the whole time I was there, so it was like staff,
Staff Turk.
Just Ellie.
Oh, okay. Well. My next job, y'all gonna call me Mr. Okay, Mr. Tony. I earned that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Were you asking me a question about it? Or do you want me to talk about it?
Yeah. We had some young people on set. One of them was intentional. Like we brought him on set to help because he's been working with you, volunteering, and learning the ropes. And the other one was a surprise, but a cool surprise. And now I want you to talk about it.
Yeah. So we had this go around. Anthony and Isaiah were both on set with us. Isaiah was intentional. Like Ellie said, he volunteers with me. I've known him for maybe 5 or 6 years now. I met him and he was a bad kid in middle school, and now he's an inspiring football player.
Who also is pretty good with a camera.
Yeah, he just doesn't know it, but that's where he needs to be.
Huh.
But yeah, and then we had Anthony, who is actually the nephew of one of our lead actresses.
He turned 13 today, by the way.
Really?
The day we're recording, yep.
Wow, I should text.
Yeah, happy birthday, Aunt.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I'm going to text her.
Okay.
And anyway, I got to find my phone.
But
and he's 13 now. Yeah, so we had been filming maybe a week or a weekend or something. And then Janae, our lead actress,
Ashley.
Ashley. Oh yeah. She texted us and let us know like, hey, my nephew's interested in learning the ropes on film stuff, and is it okay if I bring him on set? And I mean, I didn't have an issue with it, but honestly, I thought he was gonna be like Isaiah's age. I really did. And then she showed up, and it's his kid, and I'm like, Okay.
Yeah.
And at first he was like, kind of.
I mean, he was a kid. He was a little shy. He didn't really know how to fit in.
Yeah, but after a while, he made his presence known, and the next time we shoot, it's on him. So
that was the kid in the red coat that you saw in the B-roll.
Oh yeah, Anthony. That's
Izzy has the tall one with the purple do-rag. I put him on camera a lot more than he wanted to be, so
he was forced to be there.
But yeah, I mean, like we talked about in another video where we were sharing a lost scene, you can go watch that. We really try to give people opportunities. And so one of the ways that we do that is helping people who we know who might be younger than us or just not as far along in their skill set experience, or who just care about a project to come alongside and be a part and learn. So it's cool because in my mind, like I come obviously from an education background and I like seeing people try things that they care about and finding a new skill or a passion, seeing something click. And then for Dee, from my perspective, and you can share your own perspective, but knowing that you started at a young age too and people came alongside you and helped you learn, I feel like this is one way that you kind of like give back or pay it forward.
Yeah, I'm really becoming or seeing it full circle now, becoming like, if it weren't for those people early on in my life who invested in me or took me under their wing and wasn't afraid because I was a little kid to really like let me touch things and play to learn, because that's the best way to do it. So now it's becoming real to me of like, I'm really grateful for those opportunities. And honestly, a lot of people I've learned just in my years of doing things or working with people, a lot of times people are afraid of technology because they think they're going to break it.
I might have broken some technology personally.
New camera?
No, never.
Okay. Well, yeah, so really like being able to be that avenue, that vessel, for someone who is younger but curious and afraid that I may break it. No, bro, go ahead and touch it, and if it breaks, I mean,
that's on you. Pull up run that college money.
No, but seriously, like, don't be afraid of it, because that's, I mean, fear is. Let's not do that. But there's no need to be afraid of anything. Like, if you are curious about it, go for it. And so really, like, again, now that I'm not much older now, but I guess from where I started.
I'm old, then you're old.
Well, I mean, so I started about 12. And now I'm 27, 28, I think.
20, almost 29.
Well, whatever.
Let Anthony tell it you're 30.
Yeah. So again, to be what I needed to get to where I am today is a huge honor, I guess, really, to see it full circle. And I don't know, in the moment, I don't even think anything about it. It's just like, you're here, you're curious, and why not?
As far as media goes.
Yeah, it's weird because a lot of people would get really protective or territorial or feel a sense of like a job security, so I can't teach you or I can't show you because you may be able to one up me. And my thing is, if you can one up me and I can sit down, have at it. Like, yeah. So anyway, it's cool. I think it's, most people would call it ironic that opportunities like that happen, but I think because that's something that we pride ourselves in, just in general, we lend ourselves to opportunities like that. So to see it happen without plan or without intention is really cool. And even with Isaiah, like the first weekend, he asked what I was doing, and I told him, and he's like, okay, well, I guess I'll come along with. He crashed with me the whole weekend. And we worked. I mean, and when he went home, he, like, as soon as I dropped him off, he texted me. He was like, hey, bro, when is the next time we're shooting? And I was thinking, like, dude, I just worked you for like 3 days straight, nonstop. And he was ready to go the next weekend. So, I mean, I'm just glad that people are able to enjoy stuff like this. And we're able to present opportunities like that for them.
What do you feel like the most challenging part on set is? I know what I feel like. I feel like there are two super challenging things personally, but I want to hear yours first.
Ooh, that's a tough question. The most challenging thing. Man. Wow, that's a really good one. I don't know if this would be a challenging thing, but I think I, for lack of better words, think I'm a perfectionist, and I want everything to be done a certain way to my liking or my satisfaction. And I think, or I don't think, I know, a lot of times I tend to rush through things because I don't know if the next person is able to be as patient or as understanding as let's do it again and we've already done it 3 times. So I think that is probably my biggest or most difficult internal struggle. And like I said in the previous video, really everybody who's involved has been patient, so there's no reason for me to think that they wouldn't be. But I also I understand that they don't understand or see it the way that I do. So at that rate, I oftentimes okay, maybe I'm just settling or I'm not 100% sure on certain things, but I know that because of sake of time we have to move on. So I think that is probably my biggest, and that's internal. It's I don't know if I've ever even expressed or shared that.
You have said that exact phrase, for sake of time we have to move on. I hear that a lot on set.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to hear where that's coming from.
Yeah, it's me getting out of myself or getting out of my, again, perfection to me and moving on for their sake, not for mine, because I could stay there until it's right.
And there's a balance. I think that you should give yourself permission, because people accept that most directors are big jerks, and
I don't think I'm a jerk though.
No, I'm not saying you're a jerk, but I'm just saying you have some leeway there, because people understand that directors can be very exacting and very specific, and that's part of getting something out of someone.
Yeah, I try to find the happy medium between the two, because I've actually experienced a director who was a jerk and didn't care about people's time.
Are we name dropping?
No. And everybody was volunteers. I'm volunteering my time, and now you're totally disrespecting it. And then with us, we pay our cast, so we're paying you, but you also are a human, have emotions and a life outside of this. So finding a happy medium between the two is important. And I don't know, maybe I should be a little more I don't know.
I think you can lean in a little bit more too.
Sure.
Yeah. Which kind of dovetails into one of the things that I feel is difficult on set is people, just balancing people, because everyone, like you said, they're all human. We're obviously not robots, but it's really easy for time to just fly by on set without being productive. And I saw that, we're editing as we shoot, so I saw that especially in one of the scenes I was cutting. We had the cameras rolling for 12 minutes and then we shot for 1 minute.
Yeah.
And it's so the other side of balancing that is staying on task, but when people are wearing so many hats, it's we're both doing 3 to 5 different things at one time. Maybe we need a cast wrangler too.
Yeah. I think I didn't think about that, but definitely I think if we had not necessarily a larger crew, but maybe 1 or 2 more people, just a part of the crew to delegate, hey, you keep us on track for time. You run and do the
little things that maybe we forgot and had to run and do, because that really gives us more room to be creative. And we've done that for 2 projects now, but after the second project, and I talked to Beth about this, even just you have to have a PA or 2. You're just not going to be your best without it. So if you have creative administrative gifts and you want to get paid in food, contact us.
And I think with that, understanding that there are a bunch of little things that make a huge difference. Because a lot of times, like the intern role or the PA role is the one who it's typically you just go get the coffee. Yeah, you may, but the coffee is a very, very important
For me.
thing in this whole process. Like, yeah, I want to be able to press record or hold the microphone and all of that stuff, and that comes with the time. But I think those people are honestly a little bit more important to the process than the director, than the person that's pressing the record. Like anybody could do that stuff, honestly, but it's really the people who make the small things that make the magic happen. Yeah,
Totally. Like, I think that it's also a great learning opportunity. I'm just trying to sell the PA role at this point, but it is a good learning opportunity because, like, you're learning from people who are doing it. You get to be on set. You get to working with us. You get to ask questions. So, yeah, email us d3tproductions@gmail.com. Say, Ellie, I want to be an intern. But also the other thing that I find really difficult on set because I'm super particular about it, and I don't know if it's because
the microphone just jumped out and hit me in the head.
I don't know if it's because the first videos I did were beauty videos, but like lighting to me is so annoying and difficult because I want it to be perfect, and it's never gonna be perfect unless we have like a rack of lights and just exactly the right set built for it. We're like shooting on actual locations for businesses, for living. So for me, like the look of something is the second most difficult thing.
Yeah, and even lighting. That's
it's someone that we
that's
need.
that's a whole position, a gaffer. That's a credit that people get, and their responsibility is to hang lights, focus lights, make sure that the look or the mood is being set by the lights. Lighting is huge, and these days it's like, oh, that lighting is so good for a selfie, and yeah, that's cute, but really, like, it does make a huge difference. Like, we don't think about it. We're just taking a selfie. It looks good for social media. But it's stuff like that on a set. So someone creating an artificial sunlight coming through the window, and maybe we're shooting at 12 o'clock at night, but we want the scene to be set during the day. That's someone's job, to literally be outside with the light and focus it so that it looks like the sun is shining through your front window. Like, those things are very, very important. And again, those take a special kind of anybody can hit record, but it takes a special kind of person to be able to control the mood of a situation with lighting.
Yeah,
it's like going into a haunted house with all the lights on. It's not scary. It's like if you go in a haunted house and it's just pitch black, that's also not scary. But some stuff is red, some stuff is flashing. Like, all of those things make a huge difference.
So all the details, not that we struggle with them, but we're only two people. So I think that it's really important to just remember that when we're planning future projects. I look forward to adding a person or two to the team that we can rely on and trust. But yeah, so I think the filming process has been really instructive this time around.
Yeah.
It has been for me anyway.
Yeah, no, me too. Life is for lessons. And sometimes it takes the second go round for you to really get it or understand or like reach a place of, yeah, we're not doing this again without XYZ. So it's a learning process, and it's been a fun one. I don't know that, I mean, experts that watch it maybe can tell like they could have done this better, that better, but overall the message is being conveyed, and we're learning, through it, how to continue to do it in excellence.
Definitely. So I hope you enjoyed like the behind the scenes stuff. Dee's about to take a selfie right now.
No, I was actually texting Aunt to tell him happy birthday.
Aww. Now, what would be embarrassing is if I got the date wrong, but I'm pretty sure yesterday he said his birthday was tomorrow.
I hope he was telling
serious,
because he's a jokester.
Yeah, but he was like, I'm basically 13. They're like, when's your birthday? He's like, it's tomorrow, but tomorrow will be basically 14 because it's New Year's. So I don't know. We'll find out. You can blame me if you want.
I'm texting his aunt now.
But yeah, filming has been an interesting process. We have a couple of reshoots to do. We're going to be bringing Beth back out and working out this last location, which again, we appreciate them so much, but it has been quite a process.
A hell of a ride.
Yes, it has been. So yeah, we'll
Hell, like HELL, not HE double hockey stick, but hell.
Yeah, it's been, I think, not the most frustrating part maybe, but it's been frustrating. And again, just from a creative standpoint, it's been frustrating.
But I mean, again, it's a lesson and motivation to, you know, hey, next time we, you know.
Yeah. Next time we'll be in our own space. Period.
With 2 T's. Period.
Have you ever seen the Christmas tree snap?
Oh